Alright guys, this is a shop tour in conjunction with that last video I put up about this, whether I should do this Chrysler or not. Figured part of the answer might be, what do you have to work with? So I figured I'd do a shop tour. Here's a shaper that hasn't been used in probably since I got it. Place to keep all the paints and the supplies and all that kind of stuff. There's an engine hoist. There's parts to my motorcycle tire changer. And then we get over here into the machine shop area. Got a scroll saw there. Got a Buffalo drill press that'll turn a 3-inch drill with no problem. And here's all the attachments and stuff for doing different things with the drill press. Got a Versa tapper in there. Let's see, there's my variable speed drill press. Powermatic, and let's see, this is my Vernon mill, and you can see I work with all this stuff. Everything gets used. This is a heavy tin, pretty old lathe, 2 foot between centers. Still got the old brush type motor on it. This, I really don't know if this is a Lodge and Shipley or if it's a Reed, but that's 3 foot between centers, 12-inch swing. It's got a Chevy truck transmission up on top there, so I don't have to change the belts. That's a 3-phase motor with an add-a-phase on it. Let's see. There's a Harbor Freight welding machine that I turned in. It was a MIG. I turned it into a TIG with this variable rheostat on top of it. You talk about, you know, backyard engineering. Amazingly, that thing welds like you wouldn't believe. It actually works well. Powered up my ring roller here. Started doing some things to do some rolling motorcycle fenders on it. One of those projects that never really got completely off the ground. Bandsaw. That's again more backyard engineering. Got a variable speed drive on the back that I put together. Underneath of there is a ring and circle shear that hasn't been used in a while, obviously. My press frame with just a 10-ton porta power in the top. This is the project that I showed you a little earlier. Try to cover a lot of stuff in here. This is my riveter that I converted into a power hammer, and that works really well. Do a lot of stuff with that. You can see the different dies and stuff that I've made over the years for doing different jobs. This is a spot welder that probably has never been used. Here on this stand, and we're going to get around to one of my space saving deals here. This is a stand, and you can see there's sockets down here on the bottom, and the bottoms of the tools that are on this stand are cut in different ways. We'll get around here in a minute and I'll show you how that works. There's the bead roller that I powered up. Again, all that backyard engineering. Plasma cutter. I'm just going to kind of walk through the shop. You know, oxyacetylene, bench stake, welding table. This is a Lincoln 300/300. That's where the real work gets done. That's when you quit playing with all the backyard engineering and you get serious. Let's see. There's a Harbor Freight pipe bender, and behind that, we'll do a close up. That's the Pro Tools tubing bender, which I use mostly. There's Precision TIG 185. There's a Lenco 150, which is actually the exact same machine as a Miller 185. They just rebranded them for Lenco. They were actually made on the Miller assembly line, have Miller serial numbers and everything else, but they gave them to Lenco so that Lenco could sell them. And then there's the Millermatic 135. And that, actually, believe it or not, is probably the most used machine as far as welding goes in the shop. I guess I didn't show the Harbor Freight power hammer and my homemade Helve hammer back there all clamped together. So there's the Chrysler project, and we're going to walk over here to the next section of the shop. This is like my automotive section where I got the car lift and try to keep this bay fairly clean so that I can get stuff in here and work on it. There's a Coates 440 tire changer back there. There's a motorcycle frame jig here. This is for setting up the your headstock, and it's all buried back in there. You can see the English wheel there. Got a few turning machines clamped to the frame of the English wheel. This is a wheel that I made back in the 80s. I made it way too large. It didn't need that much of a throat depth, or didn't need to be that flexible. So I actually have a bar clamp on here just to take the flex out of it, and that works. So those machines that I was showing you back there on that little cart, the bottoms of them, here's a post vise, blacksmith's post vise. The bottoms of some of those are cut like this. Some of them are just cut off flat, and they don't have the little tang on it, and they don't have this feature right here to lock them in. But you'll notice my tire changer stand there, which the motorcycle one that we saw earlier goes to. We'll just pull this up out of the floor, and you'll see there's a hole there, and then on the bottom of this stand you'll see there's that same setup. And what happens here is that drops down in the hole, and down in the hole, I doubt if you can see it, but there's a bar going across it, and that tang drops around the bar and stops things from spinning. So you can take things like the vise, which here, I'm going to set this down. This is probably worth showing. Now you take the post vise, and you can take it and drop it down in the hole, and when you spin it around to a certain spot, then it just locks in and it won't spin anymore. And then that set screw that I got right there, you tighten it down and it makes a steady mount, and that's real handy for when you're bending stuff and you want to walk all the way around the post vise. It's really great for clamping things into it that you need to get all the way around, or like I say, pulling a bend into something. Let's see here. There's a Pittsburgh machine with a lot of stuff piled on top of it. I have this issue with horizontal surfaces. Things seem to pile up on them. And so there's a belt sander and another bench grinder, Beverly shear. And then we get over here into the sheet metal side. There's the bench rollers, or the slip rolls, and the back of my shear. And generally, it's an 8-foot shear, but I usually, since my brake is 6 foot, I generally cut everything down to 6 foot. And so the other 2-foot section over there is another one of those horizontal surface issues where I just pile stuff up because I never use that end of the shear. Here is the iron worker. I have all kinds of dies and stuff that I've collected for the iron worker. I have the press brake dies, the pipe notchers, different strippers for different punch configurations. Have square punches. Have a press brake setup that I made for it that just clamps onto the bed, and that way I've got that's about, I think that's an 18-inch long press brake that I made up, and it'll shear 5/8 thick, 8 inches wide. It's got the angle iron cutter on it, and back over here is the messy material storage, the cutoff stuff. Anything under about 5 foot is kind of piled up on the wall or stuck in these cans, and it's separated by aluminum and steel and stainless and whatever. There's a cold cutoff saw, carbide cutoff saw, Milwaukee. This is Harbor Freight horizontal vertical bandsaw. Up there's more of the stock material, you know, round stock, square tubing, all that kind of stuff. Back over there behind the bench is the sheet metal stuff. And let's see, here's a Rotex 18 station punch. That's super handy. There's a 3-foot shear. It gets used quite a bit for small stuff. And then 6-foot GSF brake, box and pan brake. Kind of using it as a clamp right now, just to hold that trunk valance in so I can work on it. Down underneath of there, I don't know if you can see the shrinkers and stretchers stuck back there. I guess I didn't show, but there's a couple of hammer racks. This side over here has my general purpose and my shaping hammers, body hammers. That one way over there is more blacksmith kind of stuff, more actually flatters and punches and blacksmith hammers. So anyway, there's the shop tour. That's what we got to work with. Stay pretty busy out here most of the time, but now you got an idea of what I have to work with. There's boxes full of slappers and different shaped dies and stuff that I've done for doing stainless steel trim work. There's T-dollies, post dollies, anything, the stuff you would imagine is in a metal shaping shop. It's all tucked away here somewhere. So I will wait to hear comments on this, and especially on the project car there. I mean, I've got stuff to do it with, but should I or shouldn't I? Catch you later. Bye.